Well, that was a few minutes of recording of videos wasted. I was doing a pretty good opening intro to that one outside, and I was gonna grab this game epically. Anyways, this is Toy Story 2, but Regular to Rescue, and I had to redo this again, and I'm not going outside to do it again, so you're about to get used to how I'm doing this right now. But anyways, I'm gonna review the game based on the movie! How exciting is that? Here it is. Oh, I almost forgot something. I almost forgot something. Not only that Toy Story 2 is on the 64, PlayStation 2, and also Dreamcast, which nobody plays now. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention this system I'm holding is already 19 years old. Hold, if you see in the bottom here, it says it's February 20th. 00, of course. So whether who am I kidding? Toy Story 2 I'm holding came out in 1999, where you can clearly see the year on it. This game is not easy to find in most pawn places. I didn't ever play it as a kid. It's actually pretty good. But before I actually owned a PlayStation 1, is already 11 years old, since I didn't even own an original PlayStation 1 system. So instead I got a PlayStation 2 system. I'm in the early 2005. Before I actually got a PS3 system in 2009, and that's already 10 years ago. Anyways, Toy Story 2 is based off the movie, which you already know about. I'm gonna do this as quickly as possible. Basic plot is Buzz Lightyear is to save Woody from a big fat guy named Al. Of to sell him for like $1 million, or I'm super famous and rich. Let's go to California or whatever. And I got in the cutout scenes. Cutscenes are based on the film are pretty good. But it's plain and simple. Buzz Lightyear and his friends had to save Woody. We're going to some museum before it's too late. You have to see the entire movie for yourself because it's really awesome. Not only that Woody's the only cowboy, but it has his friends like Jessie, the willing cowgirl, which is actually my favorite character in the film. His brilliant steed horse sidekick, Bullseye, and Stinky Pete, the sheriff. Which later on he becomes a bad guy. Anyways, this film... Okay, making sure this thing's not going off again. This game, based off the film, is pretty good. Also, you can use control on Buzz Lightyear shooting. You know, in the first movie, the laser wasn't realistic, and now in this sequel, you can actually use a laser to blast enemies. The green one is more powerful to destroy enemies. And not to mention, you have to collect over 100 coins, just like Super Mario 64, or Ham, and they'll give you a token, which also count as stars. Anyways, And you do like fish quests, it's doing people's things, and you get owned by a token. And not to mention you have to collect batteries for your light health bar. Sure, the game will become easy, but it'll become a lot harder later on. Not to mention there's like amazing boss battles. Like this guy here, the robot toy. And that has nothing to do with the sequel movie whatsoever. I remember being terrified finding this guy. So yeah, I was a kind of a total wuss, so... like Bender says, bite my shiny middle anus. Okay, did not say that last part, but whatever. The controlling Buzz is okay. Not only that Buzz can actually shoot lasers, but can actually do the slamming attack. And you could talk to Rex, and that'll give you a few hints here and there what you're supposed to do. Also, Bo Peep only appears in this first stage of Andy's house. And yeah, sometimes hit some switches that has the word X on it and slam and go to most tougher places that you can't reach. And you can outrace RC in a racing game, which by the way, in the movie he does not talk. In the sequel, he does. And you have to swing across. That's in tougher places. Also, you talk to Mr. Potato Head to get one of his missing body parts, and he'll give you different abilities at most places that Buzz Lightyear will probably take damage. In the game, you want to make sure you get this far in, and because if you lose all your lives, you'll go back to square one. And make sure if you're playing the game and save it, or you'll start all over to the beginning of the game. Especially the way that Buzz Lightyear dies. Sounds pretty heroically brutal to hear in a kid's game. Make sure you collect enough lives. Not to mention there's like over 20 stages. You'll get different types of missions. Not to mention you have to save if the soldiers are in another ground. Also, I almost forgot to mention the music is awesome. Oh, let me repeat that. Freaking awesome to listen to. I gotta admit, this is really a great way to start your game playing, but I did have problems. Going up the tree was kind of a pain in the anus. Let's get to the very top without falling off. You have to grab the rope. That'll help you climb all the way back up. This took me a long time to get to the very top, and it's really annoying. Also, thank goodness you don't take fall damage, or else I'm crap at the game. This is pretty much one of my least favorite levels because you fall down over and over again, keep missing the wood part when you have to swing across to get to the very top and fight Zurg. Yeah, kind. And you have to make sure you aim at him. believe it or not, some of the bosses will be basically these Cirque enemies, these that look exactly like him. And some of the enemies will become most likely bosses. And you have to solve puzzles here and there. This is one of those good old classic platforming games, which you've seen many times. Also, if you try to beat the game 100%, you'll get interesting cutout scenes. And every time you beat a level toward 1, toward 3, you'll get an interesting boss battle. And hear Buzz Lightyear repeat the same line over and over again. Sure, it's going to be interesting at first, but after a while playing the entire game, it'll get old real fast of him saying the same line over and over again. Anyways, you add that. Go to a building. And not to mention all the challenges on the way. As the point of the game will just randomly stop you from going any further. You want to make sure you have to collect all the Pizza Planet tokens if you want to continue the gameplay forward. Make sure you collect enough of them. But later on, you have to make sure you get enough upgrades and other stuff, and you have to revisit the stages on what you missed. And guess what? If you revisit the stages again, you have to recollect the coins. And you have to do Swanky's challenge, collecting wrenches and all that stuff. And you have to use different weapons to beat different types of bosses. You have to use a disc roller at Jack Machine. Go to an alleyway which is underwater. That's also one of my least favorite levels. That you have to time your jumps perfectly on the woods, the lily pads, and other stuff. And you have to use a grappling hook, which you have to unlock later to go to most higher places. And some of the enemies will become a little bit stronger later on. And you fight a slimy enemy, which you have to shoot lasers much more. And, ignore what you just heard back there. And this is one of my other least favorite levels. I know I keep saying that, but you have to beat the time limit in Al's Toy Barn. Reach a time limit, then you have to use some rocket shoes to help Buzz Lightyear get past the level a lot faster. And yes, the characters will repeat the same lines over and over again. And you have to use hover boots to fly up. And you fight a dinosaur, that's pretty easy. Al's Spaceland, which is also tough. You have to outrace the UFO, which is also a pain in the ass. And I'm out of time. And you have to do this too. And get used to Rex screaming a lot. He does that all the time, and it's really annoying. Also, you can hit on yes to exit this things or not, and you can still continue on playing. Anyway, see you in the next video.